So I'm here with Diego from Befaco at Superbooth. Diego, can you tell us who you are, what you do?
Okay, my name is Diego. I'm part of the Befaco team. I'm here in the Superbooth to introduce some of our new modules. We have like 4 modules. The crash delay, which is we don't really know if call it a delay because it's more a digital jump generator, a noise generator, than a delay. It's a delay that can go to the very low sampling rate and begins to make some noise by itself and begins to destroy your signal, but in a nice way.
Yeah, so full of character, noise, lo-fi.
Yeah, I will show you an example later. We have also the joystick controller, which is a controller, but it's also a processor. It can generate CV by itself when you move it, but also you can plug some CV on it and scale it as a hand controller, attenuverter, or something like that.
Yeah, so they've like VCAs inside the module for processing against the joystick.
It's more than an attenuverter, but with instead of having the typical knobs of the attenuverter, the offset and the attenuverter itself, you have the joystick.
Right.
And
So what do the 2 switches do as well? Are they gate outs, trigger outs?
yeah, you also have two gates to trigger signals from it. So you have this extra control, so you can just trigger envelopes with the same hand and these kind of things.
Yeah. Brilliant. And I've noticed a nice looking row of Rampage at the bottom, and it's a nice situation where I can say go check out my video on the DivKid page and go watch your video, because you guys have done a great video as well.
Yes, and I never have enough Rampage in my system because I can use it in a lot of different ways. So it's very useful to have a cluster of them because you can have just one going as a LFO, another as a envelope, the third as a slew limiter, another as an audio rate generator, whatever. So you have always in very small space a lot of functionality, and it can change depending on the situation, kind of Swiss Army knife or something like that.
So people already, I'm sure they've said on your video too, they're asking, is it just maths? What's the history of it? What's it based on? Surge, buchla, slope generators?
Yeah, it have inside the classical voltage control integrator that also the search slope has, but it's not the search circuit. We redesigned it totally new with new parts and things more easy to get and more easy to assemble in some way. We also put some other logic, like a maximum out, a minimum out, and also a comparator on it. And it's not exactly the search. It's really the evolution of our old slope generator, which was like the little brother of it, but this the old one doesn't have inputs. This is the main difference. This is only a generator, and this one is also a processor.
Yeah, so I mean the addition of things like the rising output that stays active all in the rise portion, the fall and end of, and min-max, I think that's what sort of separates it from other options.
Yeah, that's why it's like a different beast, so we decided to put a different name on it. It's because some functionalities are really, really useful and not very obvious even you get to this kind of devices. For example, you have these rising and falling gates that not only works for the inside function generator, they also works for external. So you can, for example, detect the movement of the joystick. You, for example, plug the out of the joystick to the input of the sampling modulator of the Rampage. You can just moving the joystick detects which side you are going, and you can trigger different envelopes from it.
So it can work as an event generator too, taking CV from other things and then maybe triggering the other side or other module.
You can even use this rising gate to trigger itself. So each time you move the joystick, you trigger the envelope itself. So you can have like a joystick trigger envelope or things like that.
So can we patch something up and switch over to direct sound, check out a patch?
Yes, I was thinking to make a patch to show some of the crash delay functionalities.
Yeah,
because
great.
It's like it's not very obvious when you see the panel what it can do. It's one of these modules you cannot explain very easy.
We'll get it when we hear it.
So yeah, it will be easier than begin to say it's a junk generator or things like that. You know, in the end it's music. I will try. Look, here I have just the Rampage. You use it as an envelope, controlling a VCA, just a sine wave signal coming from our even VCO to the VCA. It's just a sine wave. Okay, now I will put this sine wave through the crash delay on the input, on the output, again to the outs. This is the dry signal. Now in the middle from dry and wet, I begin to move. You can hear the typical delay effect, but in the crash delay, the typical delay effect is only the 31st degrees of the knob.
Okay.
If you begin to turn it more down, you get to this darker place of the digital aliasing and artifacts.
So is that a PT-based delay?
Yeah, it's a PT based, but with some circuit bending inside. It has some power starvation, so we are running the IC in voltage that are not supposed to run. We are making some circuit bend inside of the legs of the PT that you can also change with gates. And we are using the chip in a way the manufacturer say you cannot use it. So you can get this kind of noise. You have also an internal compressor, so the signal never gets too crazy in volume.
Yeah, feedback never goes too high.
Feedback never goes too high. Here the feedback is on the top. And it never gets too crazy, so you can play confident because you don't have this problem of the feedback.
Blowing the speakers and
Blowing the
crazy
speakers,
in your ears.
the technician hating you, this kind of things. Yeah. And the thing I like more also is any parameter is under voltage control. For example, I will put now sample and hold, controlling the speed of the delay. Okay, I will put, it's the same, it's the sampling modulator, it's our module, it's a sample and hold with a sequencer, and the same signal that is triggering the sound now is triggering also the sample and hold. So I will have in each step a different speed setting. Okay, I put it. It's just a sine wave.
So the name, I think you said junk generator. That's a nice name, in an affectionate way. Loved by junk generator.
Let's say that. Yeah.
So are all the new modules available now?
These will be available very soon. They are available already in the workshops and will be available as assembled module in a couple of modes something.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks to you.